Unity just pissed off the entire gaming community again. The last time Unity was under controversy, from my knowledge, was when they announced a $4.4 billion merger with ironSource. ironSource is responsible for Install Core, which is used to bundle software with adware, which could be very harmful to PC performance. In fact, Malwarebytes lists the software as a potential threat, VirusTotal has their own entries, and it's blacklisted on Windows by Microsoft because it was used to spread fake Flash installers through Equifax. But today is a whole nother story. In their latest blog post, Unity announced a new Unity Runtime Fee alongside other features they plan on implementing, but we won't be discussing them at the moment. Quote, effective January 1st, 2024, we will announce a new Unity Runtime Fee that's based on game installs. We will also add cloud-based asset storage, Unity DevOps tools, blah 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 blah. No one f***ing cares. So what is this new Unity Runtime Fee and why is everybody so upset about it? Unity's new Runtime Fee is a monthly fee that applies when two conditions have been met. And it's different for different types of plans. For Unity Personal and Unity Plus plans, it is for games that have made over 200,000 US dollars or more in the past 12 months and have at least 200,000 lifetime game installs. For Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise, it is for those who have made over $1 million USD or more in the past 12 months and have at least over 1 million lifetime game installs. For those under Unity Personal and Unity Plus plans, if they do reach the threshold, they have to pay 20 cents per new install. So why is this bad for game developers? Well, Unity is essentially saying, hey, your game was really successful. Congratulations. We're gonna take some of your money now. So those who have made the threshold of 200K, now they have to fork over $40,000 to Unity. Unity basically just gave the middle finger to a lot of indie developers. So take for example, if a player downloads a game on Xbox, PC, Steam Deck, Switch, PlayStation, every single time they download a game, it will count as an install, meaning one person could potentially cost an entire dollar. It doesn't sound scary, but if every single person were to download a game at least on 2 different platforms, say for example PC and Steam Deck, the indie developer would essentially be paying twice as much. And if everyone did that, it would mean it would cost a developer over $80,000, which is almost half of their earnings. This has caused many game developers to actually remove their games from digital storefronts, like Cult of the Lamb. And it's also causing game developers to have to switch game engines. And it means that if a game doesn't pop off, they end up in severe debt. And what about the Unity asset developers? Where are they gonna go? Because if no one is going to be using Unity assets, because no one's using Unity anymore, where are they gonna go? One great example I saw was on Twitter by @CurtisFanClub, and it reads, make a game. Game is freemium. Game makes 200K from in-app purchases after being installed 3 million times. Now owe Unity 20 cents per 2.8 million installs, or $560,000. That's $360,000 more than what the game company has actually made. Game development studio AgroCrab Games said on Twitter that today, Unity, the engine that we make to use our games, announced that they will soon be taking a fee from developers for every copy the game installed over a certain threshold, regardless of how that copy was obtained. Guess who has a somewhat highly anticipated game coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2024? That's right, it's us and a lot of other developers. That means Another Crab's Treasure will be free to install for 25 million Game Pass subscribers. If a fraction of those users download our game, Unity could take a fee that puts an enormous dent in our income and threatens the sustainability of our businesses. And it's not just game development studios that this would impact, because this would also impact us, the gamers. Unity is essentially forcing, or at least incentivizing, indie developers to come up with a way to drive monetization into their games. This will inevitably force gamers to shell out more money in order to support the game developer. This means no more demos, no more charity keys, no more game passes. There is basically going to be no more free-to-play games, at least that's made in Unity. And it's really got me thinking, like, who is actually making these decisions at Unity? Because that person should be fired. And so I did some digging, and oh boy, did I do some digging. It turns out that CEO John Riccitello is a very controversial figure in the gaming industry. John basically called mobile game developers who reject monetization some of the biggest fucking idiots. And I have to disagree, John. You are the fucking idiot. This man used to be an EA executive. He once wanted to have players to pay to reload in Battlefield. In a 2011 shareholder meeting, John Riccatello stated, "This is a point that I think may be lost on many, is a big and substantial portion of digital revenues are microtransactions. When you are 6 hours into playing Battlefield and you run out of ammo in your clip and we ask you for $1 to reload, you're not really price sensitive at that point in time, and for what it's worth, the cost of the clip is really low." And so essentially, as it's happening, and the reason why the play first pay later model works so nicely is because when the consumer gets engaged in a property, they might spend 10, 20, 30, 50 hours in the game. And when you're that deep into the game, they're well invested in it. We're not gouging, but we're charging. And at that point in time, the commitment can be pretty high. This is the man that is running Unity right now, and it's sad to see. Oh, but that's not all, folks, because apparently John Riccitello allegedly sold 2,000 shares of Unity stock a week before Unity unveiled its runtime fee. According to Guru Focus, Unity CEO John Riccitello, one of the highest paid bosses in gaming, sold 2,000 Unity shares on September 6th, a week prior to its September 12th announcement. Guru Focus notes that this follows a trend reporting that Riccitello has sold a total of 50,610 shares this year and purchased none. But John is not the only executive at Unity that apparently sold a bunch of stock the week before the company's runtime fee announcement. Some of the people of note includes Unity's president of growth, Tamar Barziv, who sold 37,000 shares, and board director Shlomo Dovrat, who sold 68,000 shares. Guys, this is a clear indication that they knew that this new runtime fee would be controversial. They knew that this would negatively impact Unity as a whole company, and yet they still went forward with the announcement. They are fucking scumbags. Unity is going under if they don't do something fast, and everyone who uses Unity is going to move towards their competitors like Unreal Engine. And instead of building value and functional tools that will end up making game development easier, they made it harder. And it's all for the sake of corporate greed. And it's safe to say that Unity lost a lot of goodwill and trust with the gaming industry. Now, Unity came out with a clarification that only the initial installation of a game will trigger a fee in order to reduce what's called install bombing. Apparently, games offered for charities will also be exempt, and for Game Pass installs, an employee of Unity said that developers would not be on the hook as the fees are charged to the distributors. They also apparently said that runtime fees will not apply for game demos unless the demo is part of a download that includes the entire game. I, like everyone else, am extremely pissed off at the gall and quite frankly predatory announcement that Unity just brought to light. Imagine having to worry about your game making too much money as an indie developer. Imagine making a decision so bad that great games now have to be permanently removed from digital storefronts so that game studios don't go bankrupt. Imagine developing a game for over 3 years and you're about 98% done with the game and you're about to release, only to be hit with such an egregious announcement that forces you to change game engines. Unity, you fucked up. And I feel sorry for your employees and everyone who has to navigate through this issue. Employees shouldn't be punished for dumbass corporate executives who only care about numbers than the actual human beings that are working for their company. And I hope this issue has a happy ending and that Unity ends up walking back these changes, but it should never have been made in the first place. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Please let me know what you guys think of this situation in the comments down below. And while you're down there, if you could do me a quick favor and click subscribe and the notification bell button, that would help me a lot more than you know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.